punish the play.
Double Molotov out there. But again, no real quick reaction coming up from Outsiders. See what Dexter could do. Flashed around, but nobody's there to get flashed. Fame's hiding behind that. And he's going to peek behind it when Dexter is out in the open. So a pretty good kill to start the round with.
I wonder if that tick was heard. Flit didn't turn his attention completely, but Torchi's going to back away regardless. 3 players at this B bomb site. A follow-up smoke in towards the monster tunnel. And Frozen's going to shift back to A. So a 2-2 split on this defense.
Very, very risky. And look at the position that Exertion is playing. For a minute, they're playing anti-flash. For as long as the smoke is up, he could do that. This position is very often good for 1 kill, but getting more than that is just very, very tricky. Running low on grenades as well.
Torchi again getting a lot of information though from Malz. So Frozen can start shifting.
Maybe that's what they need. 45 seconds. That smoke is about to fade behind Exertion, so eventually he's going to have to look back there. Yeah, he realizes as well. Flash coming through, and he can't see a thing. JDC with a headshot to bring down Norbert. But now Outsiders are committed to the bomb site. They want to try and see if they could go for it. Flit takes down JDC, and they're slowly picking apart this defense. Frozen is on his own behind the pillar. Swings up for the 1 kill. Good follow-up, but nearly the triple, but he can't complete it. And Torchi, he's so far away. Bomb still a little bit delayed with that 15 seconds, and they're going to go for it now. And how do you retake this? Orb is down behind the pillar. The only thing that he has so right now is the element of surprise. They don't quite know where he is. They're going to find out, and he's already on half health, and it feels like it's almost too late. A little bit of damage there on the Jane, but they're just so hard to fight. They're not going to give you many more chances here. Smoke on top, and Torchi hasn't seen anyone for about 10 seconds, and they could just wait it out. All of the pressure on him. He's going to commit to it. Wants to see if he can win this round for his team, but James is ready to shut it down. Good start to the defense, but Outsiders, they just keep pushing.
Yeah, and once Outsiders know what defense it is, once they see the player on the grating, they know there's going to be a second player close by in a more forward position. So Flit's just waiting at sandbags to punish the fallback. It's just so beautifully constructed, and unfortunately, if you're the player on the grates, Exertion, you don't know how many flashbangs you're supposed to dodge. It could be 1, it could be 3, and if you don't get that fight at the right moment, if you're not looking into the wall at the right moment, you just get wrecked.
Money is wiped out again. Got that 1 flash to the 1 HE on the mouse side. Not that much to work with, obviously. Stacked up at the B bomb site. I feel like stacking any bomb site against Outsiders is going to be very, very difficult because they're so careful about the information.
Well, they've finally done it, Anders, as you mentioned. Just grinding you down. Money is gone for Malz.
Yeah.
2 rounds straight. Kickert's going to start moving through Monster Tunnel. Flashbang there. JDC's blind. Free kill for Kickert. He sees the shoulder as well. That's Torchi who swings wide. Gets his head ripped clean off. 2 more players to deal with, but Outsiders is like, whatever. We got our initial goal. We got Kickert 2 kills. We have a 5-on-3. We don't need to mess with the B bomb site whatsoever. We don't have numbers here. Just a little surgical strike, and now you activate Fame on the other side of the map.
And again, it's just, they're so careful. They probably win it in any way if they just go straight for the B bomb site. They just obviously have the man advantage and all the rifles. But this way, there's absolutely nothing that Mouse, even a lucky P250 kill or a double kill there, there's no way back into the round. So even in a round that's 99% won, they still keep optimizing even that round.
And it just keeps the defense guessing as well down the road in the future when they experience this, just getting attacked at the B bomb site. And I mean, I don't think they ever saw more than like 1 or 2 people. Like they only ever saw Kickert at B. You just never know. 4th round for Outsiders as they tie things up. All 5 players surviving. Flit even going for some eco kills at the end, some stat pads, some bonus money. He'll hear these footsteps and yeah, he's hungry.
Oh man, yeah. Even in a 1 round, you're going to get a little bit of a feeling of, oh man, why is he down there? Why is that reasonable? Tied up now, 4-4, and Mouse Sports, they don't even have that much money going into this round. Quite possibly just enough to put together a pie, but it's not going to be that impressive. They're going to be short on that AWP. They're not going to have everything they want. And this is where it feels like very often that almost the second layer of what Outsiders are doing is going to come into play. Because now they know you don't have all the nades necessarily. You're not going to have the AWP. They can start to play a little bit differently.
I mean, as we saw on Ancient, when they started really feeling that they had control on their T side, they mixed in some fast rounds. I mean, they did it once on an anti-eco. They did it another time just against a full gun round. Just changing that pace like that on you is just so tough to handle. Because the whole concept of it, eventually, if you're the MOUZ defense, is okay, they're playing it slow. Let's save nades, let's save our Molotovs, let's save our smoke so that late in the round we feel like they're making their final play. We have some defensive utility to disrupt it. But if they change the pace on you when you've made that decision, what are you supposed to do?
Happened on Ancient, and it could very well happen again here, although this one seems like more of their default type setup. Happy to just have Fame guarding the A side of the map, but the rest of them setting up outside of B. Dexter and Torshi, they're out on long with no presence from anyone out here. They're not going to feel anything for a while. Question is if they can rotate a fourth man back to the B bomb site with any kind of confidence. Nice little boost. Always fun to try, although they're going to spot anyone behind it, so see how long they keep it up for. Oh, counter boost on the other side. It's going to get interesting. Frozen, he's almost got the angle. Flit stands up. He's going to surely see this one. I don't know if he realized this yet. And they come off it again. Oh, man, that would have been a beautiful way for MOUZ to get a start.
Yeah, but how painful is it going to be if now Flit just pops up and is able to find a kill, especially when pressure is being applied in Monster for Norbert. There it is. Oh, it came the entire round. 1 for 1 as Exertion shuts down Norbert and Monster. But now look at Fame. He's found a gap in the defense. Again, 1 for 1 at the B bomb site. Dexter has not shifted off of long just yet. He is a trap. He has set himself up to ruin the rotation back, and Flit and Jay might not know.
Oh, he could steal this round right now. Flit surely going to be dead. Yep, but the bomb is on the other side, still on Jame, and he's just legging it. He knows if he dies with the bomb, the round is over. So he makes it around the corner just in time. This is still in play here. Fame pushed up. They don't realize the flash is in, and he nearly gets the double. 2 versus 2. Dexter shooting him in the back, and it's all on Jame. Picks up the AK instead, ready to fight. He's out in the open and shot in the back. MOUZ, it takes everything in that round, but they do win it.
I'm giving that one to Dexter. I'm giving that one to Dexter all day. The way he holds his nerve out towards long, pushed up, he just said, screw it. I'm not rotating whatsoever. There's something else happening on this map. He wasn't convinced. His 1 kill in Bathroom was huge, but his presence in the post plant was everything. Nowhere for Outsiders to go after they get the bomb down. They're stuck on the truck. Fame and Jame just have no comfort. If Fame gets that 2nd kill, it's over.
I mean, I can't believe he didn't. That was so close. And just take that round in isolation. What it requires for MOUZ, from every individual player, just to pick up 1 more round, and it's almost completely falls apart on them. Excruciating to play against. Even the patience on the boost, like you talked about, how much worse is it when you've been waiting on the other side and then you realize, oh man, they were there all along. They just kept waiting for 10, 15 seconds.
Well, Kickert's got control of short. Looking for any kind of aggressive pushes. Listening for information. Exertion looks like he wants to get a little frisky. Him and JDC are going to start peering in towards water. Frozen with spam. Could be some utility. It's all on Kickert. He's got an opportunity.
Oh, Flash is hearing it. Yeah, he's ready for it. Going to be taking down JDC at least. And Jame on the other side to drop Torshi. And now they're realizing this is where the main force is. But with 50 seconds, Outsiders, they don't really have to rush anything. Dexter, he's alone up here. And what a swing. Fame running like he knew beforehand. And Dexter's got no shot. Frozen to defend this on his own. His partner is miles away, rotating through T-spawn. So this is on his own, and they're just patiently waiting. And Frozen feels like, again, I need to know, are they actually coming or are they running B? And that little bit of curiosity is what's going to get him killed.
It's so frustrating. Outsiders is so good at just punishing reactions. Punishing the follow-up move off the initial contact. Flip might get caught with his pants down. But that's just an AK-47 save for Exertion. Other than that, there's no money. Once again, MOUZ, they win 1. It cost them everything. Cost them 4 players. And then immediately reset. I mean, you add in like the tactical game plan from Outsiders, the frustrating style, throw into that just the raw talent on Fame hitting just a clear open headshot on the Dexter turn in the corner.
Sure, yeah.
It's so disgusting. You feel so frequently as a player against them that there's just nothing you can do.
Yeah, I actually feel like that's got to be the conversation. I'm sure there are some games you lose at this level. You look back and you think, okay, you know what? A couple of more, a little bit more our way. Maybe we win that. We could have probably won it. The way that Outsiders are playing now, I don't think Mousesports are going to be thinking that. They're going to be thinking, man, we can't or we couldn't break this. Still chance, but right now it looks like once again we're almost in miracle territory the way that it's playing out. Their control and understanding of the game is just, it's so deep at the moment. James has come alive, Kickert is there. Fame, as you said, good on the entries. They're right back in this. Exertion on that one AK, and you almost have to put it to use. But again, the problem is playing the aggressive style is exactly what they're waiting for. That's what punishes you almost every round. Flash out. Oh, and he sees it just the top of his head. Fame not going to get fooled by that.
And you've gone away from the stack as well. Torji, Frozen, and Dexter all lined up along the wall at the top of the stairs, but they're the only three remaining. Now Flip might find this. He's slowly creeping out. Plenty of players to recover the situation if he goes down, but it's Fame coming from the other angle.
Oh man, and James at a range to take all the attention. It's a round that just works out perfectly. Going to pick up the AWP as well at the end. 6-5. Outsiders are back in the lead.
And a second timeout called by Mouse. And once again, it's just like Ancient. There was a pretty decent start for Mouse, up 4-1 at one point. And since then, it's been a 5-1 run for Outsiders. They've taken complete control of this game. And it's I mentioned it as well, playing on Nightmare mode where you're trying to rebuild your economy while playing against this style is just so incredibly difficult. And it almost takes some Herculean individual performances from players to actually make sure you can build up any kind of a money. No head armor, no armor on Torji whatsoever. He's got an AWP, no kits. Sacrifices across the board for Malz just to put some nades in their hands for this upcoming round number 12.
It's such an incredible display of the strategic layer of this game, because sometimes that gets drowned out in individual performances. Obviously, a lot of teams have sometimes 2 or even 3 superstars that are playing and they just take up all the oxygen, but the calling that's happening on the Outsiders team is just so incredible. Early wall bang as well to take down Torji. It is a classic. Yep.
That's no armor as well, remember. He was the player who went glass cannon off, so there's that expensive weapon hitting the deck and a 5-on-4, exactly what Outsiders like. Fame's going to start moving forward, taking some space. And Dexter's been proactive in bathrooms, not been spotted yet. There was some timings there in his favor, but he never pulled the trigger on the peak.
He's feeling it a little bit now, comes back to take a look. He's heard a lot of footsteps here, but Fame is just around the corner. He's maybe 2 seconds late to try and win that fight. And Fame is happy to hang out, see if there's going to be a reaction. Again, like you said, that is what they punish. You get curious, you want to find out what is actually happening on the map, and that's how you lose another player. And Dexter knows it, but still, he's tempted to try and go for it, and he's going to get the kill on Fame. That's not bad, and down at the other side, Exertion's taking down Kickert. This could be a winnable round once again here for Mouse. God, do they need it. Norbert's going to get dropped, and Jamin Flit, 30 seconds here. Yeah, not even a chance to save that AWP. This is looking a lot better. Going to be tying up the scoreline in reverse. This Flit, he can still do some damage, and that would be important. Anything they could get right here.
I feel like the recovery for Malz in this half is going to be all in the hands of Dexter with the way we've seen him play in this round and previously.
Yes.
He's kind of the one at the A bomb site who's being proactive. We saw Torji do a couple pushes that got information as well, but Dexter sticking around just a few rounds ago to get a round win for Malz. Now here in a 4-on-5, pushing forward, clearing out bathrooms, letting his teammates know, keeping his B defense aware that they're about to hit that bomb site, saying it's clear at A. He seems to be a player in a critical role to read what Outsiders is throwing at him.
What a beginning. What a good recovery. Exertion doing a fine job at the B-bomb site.
And importantly, 4 players surviving in that round, or 3 players, I should say, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Op is recovered for Torji. He's going to have that at divider. Dexter is going to push up and head down the stairs towards blue door.
And again, it's crunch time for Mouse. Some damage on the exertion from the start through the smoke. He's not going to be too happy about that. And eventually outsiders are going to be clearing up towards the fountain and towards the birthday party. So curious to see how far they will go. Fame has been doing this a lot. This time there is an AWP waiting deep in there. Torshi's going to be falling back before he can get any kind of spot on anyone.
Dexter's trying to throw off a sound cue, flashing out towards long as if to activate an AWP for a peek, disguising the position of Torji.
This is so scary. With that scope up, he's got to be careful. Looking for it. Don't know if he sees the barrel just yet. Might have an idea now. Waiting for it, but the flashes are coming through, and again they're going to try and run him down. This time, Fame not quite quick enough with the AK, and Dexter is there to back his teammate up. Torshi sees the shadow. 40 seconds still, flash around the corner, and this time it works, and they're going to be able to drop the AWP at a minimum. Still a 2-on-4, and a good round for Mouse, and again, this is where you've got to be careful. They can still bring this back, even with 30 seconds. If you give them the chance.
JDC's got great positioning though. JDC's pushed in towards water, so he's got the fallback. The only option for outsiders is move forward into the A bomb site or save the weapons. I think they're going to choose the latter at the end of the day. James just using some utility to make it feel like there's going to be one final play into the site. 14 seconds, and outsiders bow out. A 7th round for Mouse.
Could tell how close that round is in a number of different ways.
Don't do it.
Yeah, this is where you could lose a lot of economy. JDC goes down, and they only keep 2 rifles into the next one. One of them, obviously, the AWP. But Mouse, 7-6. They don't have a lot of money still going forward, but I mean, it started. Look, I was really worried they're going to get choked out. It looks like all of the oxygen was already leaving the room on that side.
Yeah, this is actually impressive that Mouse has been able to recover and win these last 2 rounds. But still, you just feel like you're working so hard, and it's so costly just to get this very narrow lead that you don't even feel comfortable with in any sense. 2 rounds remaining in the first half of Overpass.
A little bit forward. Flashbang does reveal to outsiders that something is up in the sewer. And again, Fame working a little bit on a solo mission out here. It's been pretty common for him to be doing that, and he's done it very well. See if he could find even anybody, or he just keep them occupied on this side. The rest of them are setting up outside of the B-bomb site. 3-man setup for Mouse out here, and they're just getting back through the Elbin. But look at this, they walk in, no warning. They swing that corner, and JDC, he has the weapon out in time, and he's going to be able to stop at least the first player. Deep Molotov to put some pressure on Exertion. He is burning in that corner. He has to try and escape. JDC will find a second, and that's buying a little bit more time. Now the rest of Mouse can start to get here. He's almost flashed in, but it is not in time. Dexter's shown up, and so is Torshi, and once again, they managed to repel outsiders. This is looking like a good round. Fame is left to try and fight it. Looking for it at the barrels. He sees one of them and he knows the AWP is a lot deeper. Down to 38 seconds. They'll find the kill. Dexter and Torshi left alive at the end. Mouse with an 8th round. This is some real strength. Mouse Sports not breaking easily in this semi-final.
No, that's actually a sick round. They were caught. What a wonderful round. I mean, a timing for outsiders that you think could have wrecked this defense. Transitioning back from sandbags. JDC provides the initial kills to slow things down. And finally, Mouse are able to rotate some players into the right position. The reinforcements to help put a stop to the hit. Final round of the first half, round 15, and outsiders take a timeout. They're second to talk things over. 3 in a row now for Mouse.
Definitely really, really impressed. If they make it through this map, you have to assume that the energy on Mouse is going to be completely electric, because this is just, they felt like they've had their heads underwater for the entire first part of this semi-final. And I'm not even saying they're really out of it yet, but you're starting to see a little bit of a glimpse of something that could work. If they can win this round, if they can make it 9-6, they have something to work with.
12 kills on Dexter, 12 kills on Exertion. Leading the way for Mouse. Trying to keep them alive in this semi-final series. And Norbert, outsiders have really picked up the pace on their initial plays, their initial moves in these past few rounds. Torji's going to have the opening with the ult. That's from Highway, and Dexter's got aggression downstairs for another. And once again, Mal's with man advantage, a two-man advantage, in fact.
This is very awkward. Dexter, who's actually tagging him up? Surprise! Kicker out of the round, and Dexter's going to continue. This might be one of the, maybe one of 3 rounds so far that Mouse have actually felt comfortable in, where they're like, great, we're winning the fights. This round is ours. Fame on his own. And Mouse, you have to give him so much credit for what they've done in this half. They must have been ready to tap out of this one for a bit. Relentless style that Outsiders is bringing, but they're back into it. They're going to come into the second half with a really, really good lead.
Yeah, looking like a 9-6 unless Fame pulls off something miraculous. But so many Mao's defenders are aggressive. This one isn't possible. 30 seconds on the clock. Fame hasn't even started making his move. I'm with you. This is a very impressive half from Mao's. It may not look like it on the scoreboard, but the fact they survived and sustained and rebuilt this defense and end the half on a 4-round streak against Outsiders, so impressive. There goes Fame. 9-6 in the favor of Mao's. They're going to switch sides. And Outsiders is looking to make their way to the grand finals, but Mao's won a 3rd map, and we'll find out which it is right after halftime.
absolutely suffocating first half that Outsiders has brought us, but mousesports are still alive. They're still here. 9-6 in the first half in their favor. That is absolutely amazing. But the fight's far from over. They have to keep up this momentum. They have to shut down Outsiders really, really fast on this map. Otherwise, they're going to get knocked out right here in the semifinals.
Yeah, absolutely, but they also got to face up against the test. Remember, the Outsiders' defense on Ancient today looked so good. Rotations on point. Everyone knew what was happening on the map at all times. It was all due to that style of mid-control on Ancient, and if Outsiders can play a defensive half where they have all the information again, MOUZ is ruined. They're going to have to throw some spanners in the work. They're going to have to give you different looks. They're going to have to really fool this defense. It's a long road to Inferno for MOUZ. Otherwise, Outsiders is going to be in the grand finals of IEM Rio. JDC and Exertion a challenge towards short. Torji and Frozen spotted for aggression early and middle. They're going to back off now to the B bomb site. It'll be a full set piece. An attack towards B, but there are 4 defenders here.
Yeah, they see it coming. They have a really good read right now. And as a result, they're going to be falling back. Why would you fight outside of the bomb site when you've got almost 5 people inside? Dooley's comes swinging in, and he's got an infinite amount of bullets in this one. Tries to keep going, but Dexter is a little bit back. JDC as well with an opening. And now a 2-1-3. James finds a late kill in that flurry, and Frozen and Dexter, they're locked in here. They need to find the kill on Fame before they can move forward. But that smoke is making it very difficult, and Outsiders, they started to peel back. They find the shot right through. Dexter caught out, and now this P250 is all that they've got. And they have the recommit. They realize where he is now, so they can play it a little bit more slow. And the bomb is on the bomb side as well. Oh, they're going to triple swing. Yeah, there's no way out. You can't win this fight, Frozen. Nicely done from Outsiders. Instead of leaving it up to him to look and pick for headshots, they decide to end the round, 9-7.
Yeah, really well played from Outsiders. A great read. Again, they just shift the 4th player over just at the perfect moment. Uncanny. Outsiders able to stack up at B, and that's the first pistol round they've won in this series in the 2 maps that are being played, or that have been played so far. And that's a 7th round. Right out of the gate, we're going to get Outsiders calling a timeout.
Yeah, that's interesting.
We've seen this happen. We saw this happen a lot in the Challenger and Legend stage as well. 2nd round timeouts after winning the pistol.
Yeah.
Getting on the same page. I mean, obviously that 2nd round, losing that 2nd round after winning the pistol can just feel like such a disaster. And then you get into this weird economic tug of war, especially on the CT side. So just doing everything you can to ensure that doesn't happen. So you can come back right into this game, get the op out in hands of James as soon as possible.
And for the MOUZ side of things, nothing too exciting in this one. No bomb plant, so they don't really have a lot to work with here. It should be an easy cleanup, all things considered. Picking it back up, I mean, probably going to be 9-8 here, almost certainly. And at that point, yeah, the grind continues for MOUZ to try and see if they can disrupt this defense even a little bit. Something different, though. I mean, I feel like in terms of the maps, right, the problem on Ancient is that there are so many choke points you have to sort of walk through, so that CT side defense is going to be really powerful. Not quite the same on this one. You are going to have more space to take fights with. So if MOUZ are going to have that crisp mechanical aim, then maybe that's a way to do it.
I think a lot of it's going to come down to their entry power. Guys like JDC, can they actually deliver a strong, powerful... Ooh, good dink on a Fame, but he sprays down 2. Before falling, that M4 will get recovered. Yeah, can you deliver a strong enough punch to knock over the defense and get into bomb sites before you got to get picked apart, right? Those first contacts from MOUZ are going to be so critical.
Yeah, and some of them definitely were as well for Outsiders. Fame had a couple of great rounds where he had found entries almost on his own over at the restrooms. They need somebody like that. Keeping the FAMAS and the MP9 in this one, so be the best buy of all time for Outsiders, but they will have the AWP on James.
Yeah, they saved money last round by dropping 2 SMGs instead of a player buying an M4, and they've used that extra money on Flit to be able to afford an op here in the 3rd round. He's dropped that over, which also gives James $3,200 to work with moving forward if he's to lose this.
Molotov on the Frozen there, going to be forcing them back. When that Molotov comes down, because if you're not controlling the L-bend, there could be a player waiting for you as you retreat, so I'm sure he was a little bit panicked.
It's a cool decision from Outsiders with their economy to get the AWP out in this round, a weapon that can be extremely powerful when the third round buy comes in for MOUZ. Outsiders is saying, well, maybe they're missing a few nades. Maybe this AWP can still have impact. Maybe they're going to be missing a Molotov or flashbangs to take me off angles. James spotting for information at Dice Boxes. He's got Norbert inside the site with him. Fame is controlling long. He can back away to help out whenever he wants.
It's a nice smoke for the T side there to buy a little bit of space to get close to the AWP. Trying to hide inside with the FAMAS, but he's going to get found out. This is a really nice beginning to this hit. They still have to worry about long, but the bomb at the very least is going to get planted here. 4 on 4. Toshi might be low on health, and the retake's already underway. Exertion goes down, and they never cleared long either, so Dexter, no escape that way. Frozen and Toshi, almost impossible mission now to hold this bomb. It's only freshly planted. Outsiders, they're going to be on it, and they have a kit as well, but Toshi, what a headshot to bring down Kickard. Maybe there is a chance he's going to get blown up all on Frozen. He catches one, but James on the wallbang to bring him down, and he goes straight for it. That ties up the scoreline 9-9. They nearly had it. If Frozen could have got back around the wall, that might have been the round.
That's so hard fought to have it end in a loss. I love it from MOUZ. How unfortunate. What a round from Fame, though. He's so patient out towards long, knowing he's got 2 teammates at the bomb site. He's ignoring all that action. And the backstab is such a disaster when it eventually comes in. It actually cordons 3 players in that choke point who cannot escape, who cannot get away from a retake coming from bank and stairs, and Fame's position out towards long. Absolutely brutal when you add in that shot at the end of the day. MOUZ had to overcome so many obstacles just to lose in that fashion, and a 4th timeout now used from Outsiders.
I absolutely love the fact that that's how they win the round as well. They really are torturing mousesports in this one. They're not content to just win their game. It has to be painful for MOUZ as well.
That's a very early final timeout to use, though. I mean, Outsiders obviously knows they got brought down to just 1 player surviving. They know there's going to be a rebuy, especially with the plan for MOUZ. They're going to keep applying that pressure. I'm just very shocked that a 4th timeout has already been used. Ooh, James floating over.
Especially when the game is tied up like this, you have to have some confidence that you're going to be able to end it in regulation, or at least pretty soon, because MOUZ start digging into them. You're not going to have a chance to have any more input from a coach. All tied up. Obviously, when you win in a one-on-one like that, same as what mousesports were experiencing on the CT side, you're not going to have a very good economy going forward. So Outsiders are feeling that a little bit.
It's a valuable voice to be missing as well, and Dustin, the coach of Outsiders.
No doubt.
Paired up for a long time with James. Kickard playing behind the monster smoke, ready at Woods. They're going to shift back into a new setup. Fame's in the stairs, and with no attention and no presence out towards bathrooms, James is calling for Norbert to rotate.
Exertion's out working at long as well, and he's spending a lot of time. I'm sure the rest of the team are waiting for him. He's going to set up a smoke and presumably a Molotov behind it at some point to try and sell it.
There's not a whole lot of counter utility at the B bomb site, though. They don't have a lot of resources if a full execute comes out to put out Molotovs. Oh, here it comes.
Yeah, and it's drawn Norbert back. They have a little bit of a window, but he's swiftly running back. What an entry. Knocking out Flit. That's a good start. 35 seconds as well. And JDC is going to be out of the round. They're slowing it down. MOUZ, the UMP at the L-bend. Oh, and he's dancing with them right now. They can't find him. A second player shows up, and it's fallen apart, this attack. They had a moment, just a brief moment, where maybe they could have pushed this B defense, but they slowed it down, or they were slowed down, and that's the end of it.
And Fame at that advanced position at Blue Door. He arrived so fast, as soon as resistance is provided by the UMP. Outsiders rotations all day on CT sides have been so clinical, so perfect.
And the timing, I mean, Exertion actually did successfully make Norbert sort of run away a little bit, but the attack through the monster tunnel happened so quickly after that he could just run back. He was there in 3 seconds, he was back there. And maybe they would have needed to sell it a little bit more, or maybe had a little bit more patience. Those timings are so hard to hit, though. 10-9.
Yeah, timeout taken from MOUZ. They're third. They're going to talk things over. This is starting, I mean, it's 9-10. They're still within striking distance, still within reach, obviously, just 1 round back, but it's got to feel, if you're MOUZ, like this is just such a huge mountain that you're trying to climb and you can never quite get to the top. They've had to battle so hard just to keep it close.
gosh, they must be feeling fatigued as well.
And now they've kind of, I mean, Outsiders is a little bit off the hook in terms of their money. While the previous round was a little bit of a reset, now they have some money bolstering this buy. Now MOUZ can't just do a knockout punch, so they descend into a bit of a half buy. Scout on Dexter, Deagles and Tech9 picked up one rifle. That's going to be on Exertion with the Galil. Not a whole lot of resources, but still, you can limit economic growth for Outsiders here.
Yeah, and if they're successful doing that, I mean, for the comeback to happen, that CT economy has to stay low. They have to make sure that it never gets up to the 5 or 6K range, because then Outsiders have such a comfortable position once again.
Fame once again positioned at the stairs as well towards Blue Door. This time he's got Flit combined pushing short. They can combine for a fight at Blue Door if they like.
Yeah.
But MOUZ is going away from it. 3 players out towards long. Frozen and JDC at Fountain for the moment.
He actually goes all the way up. That's so dangerous. But over at the A-bomb side, James is going to be waiting with that AWP. They're given a lot of map control to MOUZ, but because they don't have that many nades or that many weapons to begin with, it is less powerful as it would have been in a regular round. Otherwise, they could have used this stage to execute onto the A-bomb site. They just don't have that much to work with.
James just spotted it, so Norbert's going to start shifting over. Fame is actually going to come out of the Blue Door. This is a big risk. He can get caught in transition. Oh, but it doesn't come. Frozen doesn't peek. Oh, comes a little bit late. Fame might just be able to ignore the fight and back away to the bomb site.
He desperately needed that kill. He did. Frozen's going to get caught as well. Torshi's on fire, and this A execute is absolutely extinguished. Not a single casualty on the Outsiders team. 11-9. They keep it going.
That's so impressive, Outsiders. There was a lot of pressure in that hit. An odd dink onto Fame. Decent timing out towards long with utility. They could have at least been caught with a couple. The fact they get away scot-free is pretty crazy.
If he gets that 1D, that actually is away, and he puts him on 8 health. I can't believe it. The margins are really, really slim here. Now they're able to buy, and as you pointed out, the sort of the mixed buy in the previous round means they still have a chance that they could do a lot in this one. AWP on Torshi as well. 2-round gap. But Outsiders with a flawless round.
A flawless half so far. A 5-0 start for Outsiders to take a 2-round lead. MOUZ need a little bit of hope more than anything. Something that tells them they can do this. Something that tells them they might have figured out a way to crack this defense.
You mentioned it at the start of the half. Individuals to open up the rounds. Get somebody that can make it a 4-on-5 in your favor. That would be a really, really nice start. And you might have a better shot at it here because of the layout of the map. So it's not impossible this time. You could do it.
Uh-oh. That could have been dangerous. Maybe a second later, an Exertion might just get a freebie. Deep angle now for James. With this kind of advanced position at the end of bathrooms, how does MOUZ want to approach it? Some pressure being applied to the B bomb site. James is going to change his position. But now he sees utility streaming over, so he knows he's about to be attacked.
Yeah, they're going straight for it. No fake this time. They're just running in there. James going to catch one just at the lip of the smoke, but Frozen catching the rotation. James still keeps going. He's relentless with his AWP. Norbert comes in just as the bomb is planted, and Flit will take down Torchi. It's just on Frozen. 1 versus 3. And this is asking for more than a miracle at this point in time. They know where he is out here. He's already been revealed, and they're going to find him easily. Another round, 12-9. Outsiders 4 rounds away from the grand final.
Yeah, just too damn good. James with the ult, playing passively under so much pressure, able to grab 2 kills, and all the eggs of that attack were in that one basket. This push towards James and Bang. If they don't get this kill, as you can see, the round's over. This is resources taken down that can prevent the players from streaming in towards the truck. And once they go down, Outsiders realize we can begin this retake right now. There's nobody that can protect the planter.
And also sort of the caliber of signaling that's happening for the MOUZ team. Yeah, they throw a Molotov towards the barrels in B. They throw smoke towards heaven, but that's about as hard as they try to sell it. Whereas when Outsiders are on the T side of it, we see how much they manipulate that defense. And Outsiders, yeah, they fall back. James back towards the bench. It's not that much of a rotation.
I actually think it sold it pretty well. James backed away to bench from his more forward position. The problem was he spots the utility coming over an A at basically the same exact time. When he's deciding whether to make the decision to stick around or rotate, he sees the smokes coming over towards the A side. He's like, okay, I'll stick around.
You're absolutely right, yeah. 1 more second maybe, and he would have been a little bit further back. 12-9 the scoreline, 22nd round. And Mouse being asked once again to summon even more strength, to dig deep. This is it. This is maybe the last chance that they're going to have. Getting a little bit of control over on the A side. They're pretty quick with it this time, and Connector as well. Outsiders heavy once again to give up this part of the map, which is a little bit interesting. Nades as well there on the T side. 2 smokes left after that one, and some flashes to follow it up. So they don't actually have the nades to go for really crazy deep fakes here. Flashes coming out, and Dexter is caught on the wrong side of the smoke.
Mouse can't find anything. Mouse can't find a single thing. Oh, there we go.
That's what it takes, though. Frozen should have been dead. Coming back like that into the tunnel against 2 CTs that are waiting, that should have been an instant trade at the minimum.
Yeah, but look what you have left to play with. There's no utility. And once again, Fame is going to be the snake in the grass. Exertion is clearing out. Hey, but he's got one. Good find from behind for Exertion. The flank coming to fruition. And Jaime and Norbert have a decision to make. Do they actually want to go for this now?
Yeah, they have some money in the bank, so maybe they stick around and look to see if they can make it a 2-on-2, but
no, there's no way.
Already calling it out. That's
not outsiders, baby. They're saving this one. Nothing
the money
for free, nothing easy. And you're exactly right. Money was starting to get a little bit sketchy on Norbert with 1,700. They don't like that Fame is just at 2,700, so back away, save the economy, play the percentages.
But Jason, that's not a round you can easily repeat. If Frozen just gets traded, there's almost no way back into it. That's going to be a very, very different round. Well played on him. And I guess Exertion also for finding the space in the A bomb site, so they actually could once they get the kill on Fame, but still.
Yeah, Fame might be able to pull that one back with the double kill, but the fact that Exertion is able to peek so deep when contact is made is wonderful. So the lead is down to just 2. But this is the first victory that Mouse have had in the second half. They have a 6-round run. They have no timeouts remaining, Mouse. Everything they've discussed is all they've got. At Outsiders, no timeouts left. Cyclone has no chance to get involved in the conversation for Mouse if they're going to make this comeback happen.
All right. Bring it back. Focus. 23rd round. A little bit of laughter there, but truth is, Mouse are fighting for their lives. JDC taking that space really fast. He did spot the jump. Thinking about doing the wall bang, but it's risky if someone's peeking from the bomb site. Timing not with Jaime here, and he's going to fall off the corner. Ooh, he wanted to, thought about it.
Wants to see how much, if he can spot bodies, how much of a commitment it is. But obviously a safe timing to back away and grab a new angle. Norbert and Flit gonna boost up passively at the B bomb site over the wall. They've got a teammate behind the bomb site in the water. That's Kickert. And another boost on this side of the map, a little bit late. Jay might have been able to connect otherwise.
That's a very cool attempt to try and use a T-smoke against the T side. You could set up a one-way over that. 50 seconds and look at Frozen. He's walked out. He could have been dead already, but that's a good spot. He knows there are 2 people back there. Flit's going to be taken down.